Welcome back, everybody, to the show. We start with the case of MAGA infighting. The two characters you need to know about are Tucker Carlson and Laura Loomer, which I don't think we have any Laura Loomer sound bites. But Tucker, this is so interesting. How to even take you through the journey of this story. So Loomer, let me just not bury the lead, is accusing Tucker of suppressing the Hunter Biden laptop. We are in 2025, okay? Don't get confused. This is 2025, and there's, I guess, some pretext to this, like they've been clashing over Loomer being more loyal to Trump than Tucker, and Tucker criticized Trump on Epstein, I think, and on the Iran strike and other issues. And so Loomer has an issue with him over that and is now going, you know what? For a long time I've known this, but now I reveal the bombshell. Tucker was a part of the Hunter Biden laptop cover-up, which is crazy. The deep state goes really, really, really deep all the way to Tucker. And before showing you Loomer's video on this, here is Tucker Carlson, because this kind of gives you a part of what she's referencing, which is Tucker back some time ago before the 2024 election saying, or was this before the 2020? This was before the 2020 election, saying, we got the laptop. Now, if you're just stumbling across American politics, really quickly, Republicans got really obsessed with Hunter Biden and his business dealings and trying to link Joe Biden to Hunter Biden to say that Joe Biden's son was doing things abroad and Joe Biden was doing things in government to assist in Hunter Biden's business dealings. And it was all on the notorious laptop from hell. And after years of investigation, they were never able to actually prove that Joe Biden had done something corrupt, but they talked a lot about this laptop, and it had a lot of raunchy stuff on it, like Hunter Biden's endeavors, crack, prostitutes, etc. But it didn't prove the thing they wanted it to. But there was just, everyone was saying, Rudy Giuliani, you had Tucker, I don't know, Alex Jones, everyone had the laptop, but then didn't have it, but then couldn't prove the thing that was supposed to prove Joe Biden was bad. Because Hunter Biden had all sorts of shit in his past, but you're supposed to do, what does he have to do anything? How does this connect to Joe Biden? So that's the best summary I think I can give really quickly. And so Tucker came on the air and said, listen, we had it. We had the flash drive, the dirty flash drive. We had all of the contents that will expose the Biden crime family, but it got lost in the mail.
Last night, we told you about a pretty weird experience we had this week. On Monday, one of our producers in New York overnighted a package to our executive producer, Justin Wells, and to me in Los Angeles. We were there preparing for an interview with a former Biden family business partner called Tony Bobulinski. Somewhere along the way, the contents of that package disappeared. Inside it was a flash drive that contained primary documents pertaining to the Biden family. We should tell you those documents did not come from Tony Bobulinski, and of course, we made a copy of those files before we sent them because we're careful. We get a lot of documents from a lot of different sources all the time, but that's especially true in election years. And before we put them on the air, we have to determine first whether they're real, these were real, whether they're newsworthy, and whether it's legal to show them. We wanted to assess what we had, and we're still assessing it. But the point is, the package never arrived. Proprietary reporting on the Biden family, documents sent between journalists by supposedly secure overnight mail, disappeared. And they vanished.
So this was the best. I just remember I was obviously not doing a show back then, but I was watching political coverage, and this was the best dog ate my homework story ever. It was so unbelievable. And he says they made another copy, but then goes on to say this is why we can't reveal the stuff in it, because it vanished, which is, what year are we in? Hey, guess what? Email? I don't know. Is that an option? Could you have emailed it? Could you have Dropboxed it? No, it's not secure. We had to do it through the old-fashioned mail, and Hunter Biden snuck into the mailroom and grabbed it.
On the same day, we were conducting a heavily publicized interview based in part on documents from the Biden family. So as you can imagine, we wanted to know what happened. Unfortunately, we still don't know what happened. This morning, UPS issued a press release announcing they had found our flash drive and then boasting about their customer service. Quote, UPS will always focus first on our customers and will never stop working to solve issues. Which is fine. UPS is a reliable company. They rarely lose anything. We agree with that. That's why we use them in the first place. And yet they lost our Biden documents. How? UPS won't tell us how. We spent a lot of the day talking to executives there. They claimed that the flash drive was found on Monday night by an hourly employee at the UPS building on 43rd Street in Manhattan. They suggested it might have been sitting on the floor there. They couldn't prove that because, remarkably, in a room where millions of high-value packages are handled, there are no security cameras. That's what they told us. UPS says the employee who found our flash drive simply dropped it on top of a supervisor's desk. Our documents sat there undiscovered for more than 24 hours until we announced on television that they were missing. That's their story.
Okay. So that was back then, and you had reporters of more credible outlets reaching out to people like Rudy Giuliani, who says he had it all and it proves everything, saying, "Great, can we get a copy and then we'll verify it. We can report on this." Because there was a lot of MAGA rage that people weren't reporting on the allegations they were making. But if you're a credible news outlet, you can't just go run with, well, Rudy Giuliani says. And so they were saying, "Can we have a copy?" And he would go, "No." I shipped it to Tucker and it got lost. No, I shipped it back to the computer repairman dude and he lost it. And so Loomer responded to that. Now we're in modern day, okay, saying this explanation raised immediate red flags. Internal communications later obtained by the source revealed that there was no evidence of the mailing of the drive by Carlson's team. So this is one of those situations where we're just beholding, we're sitting here on the sideline just beholding a clash between two prominent MAGA figures. I have no interest, no energy, no time. Don't find it relevant to like try to figure out who's telling the truth here between the two of them. She's accusing him of suppressing it. That seems not plausible. Why would he? I think he just probably never had it. And most of the people saying they didn't. And what was the contents they were alleging probably weren't really the content. And they just found a bunch of Hunter's content. I don't know. What is all this videoing too? If you're doing like drugs and stuff and being a prostitute, why are you filming everything? I don't know. But then she just posted this, dropping the bombshell. While I play that for you, please do, if you appreciate the show, click the subscribe button. That would be absolutely fantastic. It's free. And then this isn't free, but it's amazing. Pep, family business, started to give you the energy boost you need without the guilt of the terrible things that are put in so many other energy drinks. Order it directly. So many of you are, and I appreciate that greatly. Directly to your doorstep by clicking or by scanning that thing or going to drinkpep.com. Here is Laura Loomer, and our Pep won't get lost in the mail. I can tell you that. Here's Laura Loomer.
I know a lot of people, and I come across a lot of information, and I don't always release the information that I have when I receive it. Sometimes I sit on information and I just wait, right? Because it's not always the best time or the right time to release the information. And in the aftermath of, well, and also the days leading up to the stolen election of 2020, Tucker Carlson had a meeting with a friend of mine, okay? His executive producer had a meeting with a friend of mine who arranged a meeting.
No, we got the meeting part. We got that. It's so, you might not be able to hear it, but just since we deal with a lot with audio stuff, it's so upsetting her. What's that called? It's the noise gate?
Yeah, her noise gate.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so they had a meeting with a friend of hers. She didn't tell any of us this until now for some reason, even though I guess Tucker was a part of the coup against Trump.
At the Hilton Garden Inn on Long Island.
Good.
And he brought him a USB drive that had the contents of the Hunter Biden laptop, like the actual Hunter Biden laptop, right? Because there's some controversy out there about which version is legitimate and if there's any versions that have been altered or any documents that have been manipulated. This was carbon copy of Hunter Biden's laptop with an encrypted code to access the USB drive. And Tucker Carlson's producer, we could just go through this entire thread and you can see for yourself. But essentially, you know, I am just so sick and tired of people giving Tucker Carlson a pass because they think that he's some kind of a pro-Trump guy or some kind of, you know, hero, and that, he was fired. He was fired from Fox News for talking about election fraud. Tucker Carlson is one of the individuals who helped facilitate the election fraud by suppressing the Hunter Biden laptop story, okay? And he willingly and deliberately chose to suppress the Hunter Biden laptop story in 2020 to preserve his friendship with his good old buddy and former neighbor, Hunter Biden. and his relationship with the Biden families.
And actually, an interesting tidbit that she found when she got the flash drive was that Tucker, let me just read this quote. Tucker and Hunter did crack together. And Hunter just remembers really distinctly this laugh at a certain period of time whenever they would be with prostitutes together. It was something like that, quote unquote, during the climax. I don't know what that means necessarily, but he would get these. This is just coming from Laura Loomer. I don't know what to tell you. He would get these scratches on his back. He would get these scratches because they would, be with the Ukrainian prostitutes. And so then he would go home to his wife and say, no, I didn't get those with Hunter. A demon did it to me.
The presence of evil is kickstarting people to wonder about the good.
That's what happened to me.
That's what happened to you?
Oh yeah, I had a direct experience with it.
Her name was Delilah.
In the milieu of journalism or just...
Nope, in my bed at night, and I got attacked while I was asleep with my wife and 4 dogs in the bed and mauled.
Yay!
Physically mauled.
Yeah.
In a spiritual attack by a demon?
Yeah, by a demon. Or by something unseen that left...
Is that right?
Claw marks on my sides, on my...
So it left physical mark?
Oh, they're still there. Yeah. A year and a half ago.
Was your wife terrified? I know you were.
I wasn't. I was totally confused. I woke up and I couldn't breathe, and I thought I was going to suffocate, and I walked around outside, and then I walked in, and my wife and dogs had not woken up, and they're very light sleepers. And then I had these terrible pains on my rib cage and on my shoulder, and I was just in my boxer shorts, and I went and flipped on the light in the bathroom, and I had 4 claw marks on either side underneath my arms.
Yeah, so what's being revealed here is actually fascinating because that story was just a cover story. It was actually Delilah who Hunter had supplied for him as he was on crack. That was the craziest noise I ever made in my whole entire life. And so on the flash, he was fine hurting Joe Biden, but he, sort of how like Trump's in the Epstein files, so he won't release them even if they have bad things about Democrats in them. Tucker was in the Hunter Biden laptop, and so he had convinced a lot of people about this demon story, and even he convinced me. Well, not that it was demon, but he said his 4 dogs were in bed with him, so I was like, oh, it was probably one of your dogs. Weird that you didn't even entertain that possibility. But now with this new information that we're getting in straight from Loomer, direct to the show, it's an exclusive. It actually was a really advanced cover story. And so if he were to have revealed that flash drive, then all of that would have come out, right? And that could have been really bad. I can't get over that noise. I think we might have to put that on the soundboard in and of itself. Wow. Just in case, sometimes, guys, I'll make a joke like that, and people will write into the show being like, I can't believe that Tucker was in Ukraine with Hunter. And I'm like, no, wait. That was a joke. Okay? Let me just hopefully made that clear. But that was a joke. I have no intel on that. Now, apparently Channel 5 did another interview with Hunter Biden, speaking of. Oh, actually, before showing you that, what is even Loomer saying this... she's doing a whole thread. If you actually want to, I don't know. None of these people are credible. It's just funny to watch the fight. I know for a fact that Tucker Carlson, she writes, had a verified copy of the real Hunter Biden laptop before the 2020 presidential election. If that's true, why are you just now telling us that? That's so random. His senior producer, Alex McCaskill, was given a USB drive with an intelligence product regarding laptop, as well as a digital copy of the entire laptop with an encrypted access code, but Tucker sat on it. He chose to protect his friend. Wow. Again, sometimes I think about this MAGA worldview where every person who does something that is contrary to their personal views, they just loop them in. We talked about this with Nick Fuentes and Tucker going at it and both accusing each other of being CIA agents. And it's just like, if the deep state or this conspiracy, if Tucker Carlson was a part of the conspiracy to suppress the Hunter Biden laptop, however you perceive that, it's over. You're done. Like, we win. If we, proud deep staters, are so good that we got our tentacles into Tucker, then you should just give up, because that's a wild stretching conspiracy. But Hunter did address, I don't know why he keeps popping up everywhere. He's showing his paintings. Why is he showing his paintings? With Channel 5, and talked about the theories around him.
It's like part of Trump's diversion tactic is bringing the stuff about you back to the forefront.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. Is like, you know, and what does he say? Hunter Biden's laptop. Like, we talked about this ad nauseum. I don't get it, you know. I mean, I do get it. I fully understand what he's doing, and I mean, it's like clockwork when he gets in an uncomfortable position. And the question is just how far does he take it? Like, it began with like saying that he was going to revoke Rosie O'Donnell's, you know, citizenship. See how many hours we can get people talking about that rather than talking about this.
Yeah.
And then when it wasn't that, you know, then it's, you know, he moves on to something else. And I'm his favorite go-to conspiracy.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
President Trump saying,
obviously, I've been ranting about how I wish, just for the sake of Democratic politics, Hunter would just paint and not do interviews. But it is funny how Hunter was able to more succinctly explain what Trump is doing than a lot of mainstream media hosts. Like, he put a finger better on exactly the game here than a lot of people who have struggled to not be distracted by Trump's distractions for years. But there it is. Loomer and Tucker aren't friends anymore. Goodness gracious.